How's it going, guys? It's Pride here, back with part 2 of What If Naruto Trained with Orochimaru. Or rather, at this point in the story, it'd be more accurate to say, what if Naruto got the curse mark instead of Sasuke? Previously, Naruto was afflicted with the curse mark and he had a small taste of the troubles that it could bring. But thankfully, he was still able to overcome the challenges long enough for him to get through the preliminaries of the tuning exam. Soon after that, he had the curse mark sealed, and Jiraiya decided to show up and train Naruto for the finals of the tuning exam. However, due to the curse mark's nature, Jiraiya has to train Naruto a bit differently than he originally planned. So, without further ado, let's see how well the training has paid off for Naruto as we advance towards the finals of the tuning exam. The past month has been one of the hardest months ever for Naruto, as he's been training on utilizing the Rasengan. Jiraiya has told Naruto that the Rasengan is perfect jutsu to learn, especially someone with that amount of chakra. And if he learns to actually use it, it shows his level and potential in chakra control. Might not make him a master, but it'll be a great foundation for the years to come. It is now the day of the tuning exam, and Naruto's running a little late for his match. But as he arrives to face Neji, he seems to have an air of confidence about him, and this annoys Neji a little bit, as Neji immediately talks down to Naruto and says that he has no chance of victory. As Naruto says back with a smirk on his face, "You have no idea what I'm capable of. You better fight seriously or you're gonna regret it." And with that, the fight begins. Naruto starts the fight with his signature style Shadow Clone Jutsu, but he wants to save a little bit more chakra, so he's limiting the clones to 10 as they all begin to gang up on Neji. Neji's not too worried as he begins to fight them off one by one, easily dispatching them and making them poof away. But every time Neji does this, Naruto just summons another clone to replace it. Neji is a little annoyed at this point, but these clones aren't really posing a problem to him, and he's thinking eventually he'll find the real Naruto, or Naruto will just run out of chakra, as this isn't costing Neji a lot of energy on his front. However, Naruto isn't really trying to win through a war of attrition. During the last month training with Jiraiya, he's also been working a little bit on his tactics, and somewhat on his taijutsu, as he has honed his unorthodox style of fighting. And now that he's gotten a decent read on Neji, he decides to implement everything that he knows, throwing in not just shadow clones, but throwing out shurikens at unpredictable angles, using the clones as a way to block Neji's view, making sure that Neji doesn't know where attacks are coming from. This, with the added coordination of the clone, is putting pressure on Neji, forcing him to activate his Byakugan, and just in time too, as Neji was about to take serious damage. Now with his Byakugan active, he now has no blind spot, at least to Naruto's knowledge, and is able to weave in and out of the clones with ease, eventually actually attacking the real Naruto. Naruto is able to fend off Neji for just a moment, as his taijutsu has gotten better, and even Neji has to recognize this, but he just tells Naruto that his taijutsu is subpar, but that's expected of someone with no talent and potential. This is as far as you can get with hard work, as Neji is no longer playing around and he wants to end this fight here and now, proceeding to hit Naruto with the 8 trigrams 64 palm. Naruto is hurt badly, but he refuses to stay down. Neji's impressed with the fact that he's even able to stand up. Most normal people wouldn't be able to after an attack like that. Naruto's trying to gather chakra in his body, but it's very hard. Not all of his chakra points have been hit, but some pretty important ones have. However, he doesn't reach for the power of the curse mark, nor the power of the Nine Tails, as he still has hope in one technique that he can employ. One attack that requires no hand signs, and all he needs is chakra in his hands to make. One attack that he has perfected. With a look of determination, he charges Neji, as chakra begins to swirl in his palm. Neji, seeing the chakra that he's putting forth, is actually a little worried by this amount, so he decides to use his other trump card, 8 trigrams palm rotation, as a dome of chakra surrounds his body and rotates at very high speed. But Naruto is not deterred as he puts his trust in Jiraiya's teaching, and then the Rasengan and the palm rotation clash together. For just a moment it is a stalemate, but the palm rotation starts to lose out to the Rasengan. Naruto put almost all of his remaining chakra into this. Not only that, but the Rasengan is actually spinning at a higher velocity than the palm rotation, to the point where it begins to unravel Neji's rotation, breaking its way through, and residual effect of the Rasengan hits Neji square in the chest. It throws in the palm rotation completely and sending him flying. It is then that the ref calls the match, as the ref looks at Neji and realizes that Neji can't even stand up on his own, and this is how Naruto won without having to rely on any other power. The rest of the tuning exam goes quite normally, up until Sasuke's fight, where everyone including Lee remarks on Sasuke's newfound speed and his much better taijutsu it's only been a month, but Lee and Guy is shocked to see that Sasuke has caught up to him. Lee has been training also within this month now that his leg's not broken thanks to Sasuke. However, looking at how close Sasuke is in just taijutsu alone, Lee knows he has to redouble his efforts. And not only that, but Naruto is also amazed at how strong Sasuke has gotten thus far. But what shocks him even more is the final attack that Sasuke does on Gaara, the Chidori. Almost in a very similar situation, Gaara raises up a shield to block whatever Sasuke throws at him, but Sasuke tears straight through it effortlessly. But something more shocking happens next as everyone begins to fall asleep and Leaf and Sand Ninjas begin to attack each other. It's at that point that Gaara's team ends up running away and Sasuke runs after them. Naruto is awakened from the genjutsu by Sakura and is told to go with Sakura and Shikamaru to go and to help Sasuke, unbeknownst that Shino is right behind him as he wants to conclude his fight. But not only that, Shino decides to wake up one more person as he feels that it is fitting for them to also join in on this fight. That person is Rock Lee. Eventually, Naruto and the gang catches up with Gaara's group. Shikamaru stays behind to be a decoy who later gets saved by Asuma. Shino catches up and fights Kankuro while Lee, Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto all fight Temari and Gaara. Temari actually isn't too hard to deal with, as Lee's the one left up to do that, with Sakura helping out. But mainly it's Naruto and Sasuke versus Gaara, and with the added help of Naruto's clones and Sasuke's Sharingan, they're able to push Gaara quite far. However, Gaara's truly in a league of his own, as the further they push him, the more deranged and monstrous he becomes, and the more damaging his attacks often is, to the point where even Sakura, who's a bystander at this point, is hit with a devastating blow, making her allies worry deeply about her. She's officially unconscious and out of the fight. Temari is also out of the fight at this point as Lee stops playing around and decides to open up 3 of his 5 gates to quickly dispatch her. And now it's a 3-on-1 against Gaara. Gaara's chakra seems to be bottomless as his sand keeps blocking almost all the attacks and dishing out devastating blows of his own. Even the Shadow Clones, they're mostly taking the hits for Naruto's allies. Sasuke can't use Chidori anymore, but that's not even that much of a problem at this stage because it was already becoming less and less effective. Truly, Naruto's Rasengan is the only thing that's truly damaging the transformed Gaara as it stands now, with Lee only getting a couple hits in and actually activating all of the gates, which forces Gaara to transform one more time, as it seems the 3 just don't know when to quit. Naruto thinks he's about to hit the wall too, thinking that it might just be up the bushy brows, but then Sasuke does something a little unexpected as he releases the first gate, the Gate of Opening. Trump card that Sasuke has been holding ever since he has witnessed Lee do it in the training exam and has been training it in secret during the past month. It doesn't increase his physical capabilities too much, but shockingly enough, it does give a boon to his Sharingan, as the gate opening mostly affects the brain, something that the Sharingan share. So Sasuke is moving a lot more efficient now and actually has enough chakra to activate another Chidori, which ends up hitting Gaara in one of the few weak spots that he has left, injuring him greatly once again. Just as everyone thinks that they are about to win, that's when Gaara fully gives in, as everyone truly witnessed the prowess of a tailed beast. This gargantuan creature is too big for them to truly fight equally on. Even when they get to the top of the trees, they're still too far below it, but it's causing so much havoc in the forest that it's easily damaging everything around them and even hurting them severely, even when he's not targeting them specifically. Everyone's panicking. No one really knows what to do at this point. Sasuke can tell with his eyes that Gaara's at the very top of the monster, and maybe if they attack Gaara there, then they can potentially win this fight. However, as they try to throw shuriken and paper bombs at him, the beast easily has enough time to block it. And even Lee, with his gates open, can't get there fast enough before he's intercepted. It is at this point where Sasuke is almost out of chakra, Lee is reaching his limit, and Naruto can really only do one more Rasengan. The fight is as dire as it could possibly be. Naruto feels as if he has no choice. He has to protect his friends. Everyone, including himself, could die in this moment. He can only think of doing one thing, using the curse mark. So, with the need to protect his friends at any cost, he breaks the seal on his curse mark as the curse mark pattern starts to cover his entire body. He looks over to the group. He tells them he's going to get up there, but he needs them to cover for him if they can do that. Everyone's looking at Naruto and seeing the rage in his eyes as he's looking up at Gaara. He can barely contain his anger as he doesn't even wait for them to respond, as he immediately rushes forth, using the power to jump as high as he can and starts making multiple shadow clones. A ladder of sorts is quickly made as it starts climbing up this monster. The tail beast laughs as it says, "I don't think so," and begins to swing at the clone ladder that Naruto is making. However, seeing the resolve in Naruto, Sasuke pushes a step further as he activates the second gate, the Gate of Healing. To truly boost his capabilities, he starts to close the physical gap between him and Lee. With Sasuke's newfound strength, he tells Lee to attack with him as they synergize and make two identical leaf hurricanes turn into a leaf whirlwind, and it's just strong enough to momentarily block Shikaku's arm. This is all that Naruto needed to get up in Shikaku's face and try to punch Gaara out. However, the sand moves independently of itself, and with Shikaku in control, it moves at even a greater speed as it intercepts Naruto and separates Gaara from him. Naruto, seeing this, brings forth one more Rasengan and slams it into the sand, except this time the Rasengan is different. The Rasengan is now powered by curse energy, which is actually Senjutsu, natural energy, and unbeknownst to Naruto, he accidentally conducts a Sage Mode Rasengan, powerful enough to immediately obliterate the sand in front of him and actually the rest of Shikaku's head, injuring Gaara greatly even through his sand armor, leaving them both to fall to the ground. And as Naruto is getting back up and the curse mark is receding, there is a moment of just pure hatred looking over at Gaara, looking at the trouble and chaos that he has caused. But as the curse mark recedes, he starts to see the pain in Gaara's eyes and realize that Gaara didn't want any of this. He's just the monster that everyone made him out to be. Because of the fear of the people that he became a monster at the end. So Naruto takes a moment to calm down and tries to make peace. The mission was a success and the day was saved. Everyone goes back to the village weary and broken, but alive. That is something worth celebrating. But unbeknownst to everyone, including and especially Naruto, that moment of anger that Naruto felt wasn't quite natural. In fact, it was the first sign of corruption from the curse mark. The seal is broken and there is no going back. And that is where we ended for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe, and thank you all for watching the video. And a special thanks to you all who are channel members. You guys are the ones keeping it going. To anyone that's interested in becoming a member today, you can check the little join button down below, check out the perks, and see if it's worth it for you. That's all I ask. Well, as I said, that is it for the video. Until the next one, I'll see you guys later. Peace.